Good morning. We look at the end of Philippians 4, verse 5. Again, verse 5, the beginning says, "Let your reasonableness be known to everyone." And then Paul immediately says the following statement. It's difficult to know. Does it go with, "Let your reasonableness be known to everyone"? Or does it go with where verse 6 begins, "Do not be anxious about anything"? Here's what's said in the middle. "Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything." So let's just think about this for a moment. What does it mean first when we say the Lord is at hand? It can mean one of two things. It can mean that the Lord is present with you in the given circumstance you're in. It could mean the Lord is coming again. He's soon to be in that sense. I kind of lean toward the former. The presence of God is what's being emphasized, but it could be a reference to the Lord coming. But I think at hand tends to give the indication that, okay, the Lord is right here in that sense with us. What's crucial here is its use in the middle of a call to being appropriate, equitable, doing what's fitting, not getting caught up in the emotional discombobulation of the moment, but being aware, realizing that you're accountable for your actions before a God who is present with you helps keep you in a mindset where you are always living in lieu of his eyes, if you will, his gaze and aware of his presence. So there's an accountability that's available in this for you to respond with what's fitting or reasonable. But it might go with what's after as well, which is about being anxious. And of course, the presence of God is intended to be a calming presence, a kind of balm. So a couple of verses to think about. Psalm 16:11, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy." Now remember, he has mentioned joy just back in verse 4. We're in verse 5 here. "Rejoice in the Lord always. In your presence there's fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures evermore." Where you are, there's joy. Where you are, there is pleasure. He emphasizes, right, this idea of presence. The Lord is near, Psalm 145:18. The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth. He's near when you seek him. In a moment, he'll talk about prayer in regard to anxiety. For this morning's thought for the day, all I want you to do is think about this. Do you live your daily life, whether it is in regard to being reasonable and making proper decisions in difficult circumstances, or in regard to anxieties that you feel, cares and concerns that weigh on you? Do you live in both of those realities with a conscious awareness that the presence of God is with you, available to you, that you are both resourced by it in regard to anxieties and worries and accountable to him in regard to decisions that you make? This phrase that Paul throws in, "the Lord is at hand," is to remind people in the midst of discombobulation that they're never alone, and that as they act, they are always accountable to the Lord who is at hand. May we live that way, knowing he is present with us, and all that means by way of our orientation toward him and by the resources we receive from him. May you be blessed today with the Lord who is at hand. Take care.